Hello everyone, your favorite coach and analyst, Scoot, back at it with another VOD review. And before you say anything, yes, I know I belong in an 80s Prince music video. It was a bad decision to shave the beard and I accept it, but I have to cosplay as Hercule at an anime convention, and I have to keep this mustache for a little while longer. So it's going to stay this way. And everyone is making fun of me for it. But anyway, I wanted to talk about Team Liquid versus Royal Never Give Up. And the big thing everyone has been talking about so far is like, oh, in that last game, Double Lift stepped up versus Fnatic and this and that and the other thing. But I feel like this game has much more behind it because a lot of people were talking up Double Lift like, oh, he has the highest damage potential of all of the ADCs at the tournament so far. Oh, he did really well and tried to put the team on his back versus Fnatic. But in this game versus Royal Never Give Up, he does not play well at all. And I wanted to point that out and go through it in this VOD review because everyone is going to be doing VOD reviews on the tiebreaker game. And, that's fine. But I feel like this is the game where it was, make or break. And Double Lift broke in this game. And I will point it out, but I'm going to start from the beginning and go through the picks and bans and all of that. So, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit. Uzi on Ezreal, he's been shown to be playing that really strongly. Yasuo, I didn't think it was gonna be a very prevalent pick at all. I bet nobody really did, but the fact that it is now ban worthy versus Team Liquid, I thought that was pretty funny. Kaisa, one of the strongest ADCs on the patch, easy ban that away. Royal Never Give Up targeting Ole with that Morgana pick. You want to keep Ole off of that obvious comfort pick, and I think it works well for them in this game because the bot lane for Team Liquid in this game is completely like discombobulated. They just do not play well at all, and they do it again by targeting the Rakan right here. This Rakan ban, super smart because he's the strongest support right now, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's Kaisa that's the stronger ADC, and, Rakan is just there. No, it's Rakan is the reason why you pick Xayah Rakan. Rakan is the stronger of the two, and Xayah is just a little bit of bonus. Liquid finishes off with a Talia ban. That's a smart ban considering the fact that they want to prioritize this Malzahar first pick. They're already locked into, alright, we want to go for a pick kind of comp. Scaling a little bit, pick comp. It's just how are they going to back this up? And they're going to let RNG decide how they follow up with it. Now, they lock in the Karma Kog'Maw, which this by itself is super scary. Now all you need is a Lulu and it's cancer. But Karma could go support or mid. They don't know. Probably Karma mid, if I were to guess. I did watch the game, but I'm trying to, say, oh, if I didn't. Trundle, one of the stronger junglers right now, and that is kind of a preventative pick for the things like, Kha'Zix or Olaf, those guys that want to run in at you or jump in at you. So he just turns around, ults you, bites you, and now you have no stats. So Trundle, a pretty solid pick right here. We've seen Sejuani falling off because of all those nerfs, and Graves is still available. But I think it's okay that Team Liquid wants to go with a little more utility instead of damage in their jungle because they're going to lock in the Jhin right here. That's going to be a little bit more utility coming out of the ADC position because if you look at it right here, this is a pick comp. They want to isolate someone with either the Jhin root or the Malzahar suppression, put the pillar right behind them, and then just tear them to shreds. And this, I think, is already a pretty good setup for what they're trying to do. Graves as a jungler instead would not have worked really well because he does have the damage to follow up, but he lacks the utility. I mean, he does have that W, it was buffed, it is a bigger slow, but he doesn't have as much utility or as much anti-dive pressure as Trundle. Or tankiness, really. When you pick Graves, Jhin, and Malzahar, you need to have a tank in the top lane. And I'm not sure if Liquid is going to want to go with that Scion in this draft so far. So I think they're kind of leaving it up for debate right here by taking, this tanky Trundle jungle that can get tankier in a team fight just by hitting the R button onto someone. It might have been better if they did go for Graves for the burst damage, because if you look at Karma Kog'Maw, then it's already like, I don't know, because she's going to get that shield onto Kog'Maw, and you're going to want to burst him as fast as humanly possible. And Graves can definitely do that. But RNG opted to go for the Graves instead. Again, super strong pick. It kind of goes well because he has that gank assist. I mean, he brings out the damage in the mid lane where Karma would be otherwise lacking on it, because she gives him the shield. He runs in, hits you with the red buff, slows you, hits you with the W, slows you a little more. Then she roots you, and it's a pretty powerful gank. Now, Singed, they're banning it away because that's like the tank killer. That's what you pick to counter the tanks, because they can't kill you, or tanks can't kill you if you're playing Singed. And he scales really well. He is also pretty good into these pick comps that they're trying to set up. He is just an obnoxious, beefy frontline tank. And then the Shen ban is pretty obvious considering what Team Liquid did to Royal Never Give Up on that Shen. It was really good for him. And like Frostkirin pointed out, Shen punishes LPL really hard because, and you might notice this more if you watch LPL, and I noticed it just from like watching maybe about 20 games or so. LPL in general will just commit harder to fights or to dives or to objectives, and whereas other regions like LCK will like, all right, they're teleporting down, like if they're setting up a 5-man dive in bot lane, then maybe an LCK team will say, all right, they're going to have 4 people down here. Let's just back off. We blew their teleports. That's a good play. RNG or LPL will continue the dive anyway and just go. And that's the reason why Shen is so strong, because he can punish that over-aggressive play. Now, Royal Never Give Up follows up with an Ornn pick, which, again, what am I saying again for? Which is a pretty good pick into tanks, very good pick into carries. He can pretty much lane well into anything, but he does have, his openings for weakness. His W was nerfed repeatedly over and over again. Team Liquid going for that tanky front line, and I feel like if they wanted to go for this Scion Braum, or they haven't actually locked in the Braum yet, but if they, oh right, they go for Janna this game. I have no idea why. She can't really disengage. Why wouldn't you pick Braum into Ornn? Excuse me? Alright, I'm already getting cancer. But I think what Team Liquid could have done better in this draft was take Graves instead, and then go for Scion Braum, because they don't really have any potential to get a pick with these 3, or with these 2 that they drafted. This is not a pick comp. This is a scaling. Like, this is already giving away. They want to scale. And then if you take Graves, that's, more burst damage to go along with the CC that's coming out from your carries. So you're going to be carrying too. And then maybe they pick Trundle or Olaf instead. That's just another person. Or if it is Trundle, most likely Trundle, that's just another person that's going to get shredded by Kog'Maw. So they're going hard on the scaling and, just letting Kog'Maw get big. But instead, Team Liquid went for Trundle, which is more utility, less damage, and they're trying to leave it in the arms of Doublelift for some reason, because they picked Janna, which, Ardent Sensor, the shield, and he does 1 billion damage on his 4th shot. And it's like, yeah, that's good, considering they don't have any tanks, or rather, they only have 1 tank, but we don't know their last pick yet. So even, before they hovered Braum and then didn't pick Braum, I was okay. But then they hovered Braum, and it's like, yeah, Braum is the pick into this guy right here, Ornn, because he goes and then he just puts up the shield and blocks it. I'm an Ornn main. It's happened so many times, and every single time I tilt off the face of the earth. There's no reason to not pick Ornn. I can understand if their thought process was, you know, they will try to run us down and burst us with their Kog'Maw, with their Graves. So let's have that giant AoE heal so we can't get melted. But even then, that doesn't stop Ornn Ultimate. So as soon as you ult, Ornn Ultimate is going to come across from long range. There's literally nothing you can do to stop it. So this Janna pick, terrible. Terrible, awful Janna pick. But they can still make it work. Janna into Braum. Braum jumps in, takes the knockout. I mean, this is a good lane for Liquid to harass and get ahead early in, but you're going to see that they don't. Because double lift positions, like, he sees everything going on around him, but he has no idea. Because at least 3 times during laning phase, he walks forward and then just gets hit and has to burn flash or dies. And this team Liquid Draft, why didn't you just pick Braum? I mean, it's the obvious pick. I wouldn't really care if I was playing a Scion into Trundle because it's like, alright, Trundle ulted me. He's still standing next to me. I hit him with my Roar of the Slayer to shred 20% of the armor he just stole. So he's really not getting much more out of me or much more survivability. But super bad draft from Liquid right there, I think. Well, not super bad, but could have been a lot better. Nobody really cares about the player cam. So, early game starts off normal. I'm just still baffled why they didn't pick Braum. I can see what they were thinking. It's a safe lane. It's gonna be a lane that can dominate. And if the other side gets Janna, then I guess they would be afraid that Kog'Maw, Janna, Karma would just run right through them. And that's an okay fear to have if it's 50 minutes into the game. But when you already have a pick comp, why would you choose Peel? Like you have pick in these two, just follow it up with more pick in the Braum. It's confusing and I don't like it. But they start off, they just vertical jungle, trade their reds, and I think, yeah, Team Liquid get the push, but they don't deny any XP. So they might just deny a few CS to RNG, which is, not bad. You want to deny as much as you possibly can. But here's a questionable thing right here. Questionable pathing from Xmithy. And we're going to see it. Xmithy, or rather, they knew that, they were trading red buffs. So, I don't know why, but Xmithy, I mean, he doesn't have priority. So I can see why he would want to get out. But you're going to see him, he walks over this ward, and then he walks back towards the Raptors. When Graves just walks right to the Raptors. And it's smart from RNG because, they have that lane priority. They're pushing in. But you see Karma cheats towards the bot side. So that's when Xmithy is like, oh, okay. I know where their jungler is and I see Karma is cheating bot. Now I'm going to try to go take those Raptors when if he were already on these Raptors, he probably just could have gotten away. Like, he could have had at least all of the small ones by now. Because now Karma is level 2. Now she's going to cheat towards the top side and then just blast him for a lot of damage. And there's nothing he can do. He stole the big one, but he lost out on the CS. So now Graves is going to go finish off the camp, get that timer, and Trundle, he's just going to stay on that top side of the jungle. But now he's behind in XP, no matter how small it is. Because look, he's level 3 off of 2.25 camps. And Trundle is currently struggling to take his blue. Now bot lane, they're just shoving this into the tower constantly. And I don't blame them for it. Because they just want to keep Uzi under tower, make sure he misses CS to the tower, etc., etc. They know where MLXG should be. They know he's going to be on the bot side of the jungle. So Double Lift smartly goes and tries to get vision of that gank path. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually see MLXG. So He's not going to be very happy. You also see Ornn warded right up here in this tri-brush. It'll switch back the vision. Oh, see, they see MLXG now. It'll switch back when you see the vision because he knows that Trundle should be on this side of the map. And so he's going to see if Trundle walks around and takes these or wants to try to set up a dive or something. But Trundle is on the bot side of the map. They don't know this, obviously. Belter, that was just a late flash, I think. Belter, we know where MLXG is. We just saw him on the bot side of the map. We just saw him, whatchamacallit. Yeah, we just saw him at 320 go into the river. We know that Scuttle Crab is up. What can we deduce? He's taking Scuttle Crab. This is some, like, why would he walk into the river to go back into his own jungle? I don't know why Belter is disrespecting the jungler's positioning right here. It's not good. I mean, if he flashed earlier, I still think he probably would have gotten caught. So, that was just bad positioning by Belter right there. They still don't know where Trundle is. I think they imagine he is probably on the bot side right now. But, you know, you can kind of see it in the way that Uzi and Ming backed off right there. They let the wave reset, and their blue pings in the river right there. Yeah, they're just doing a replay of the gank where Belter just pushed up too far. Very careless of him. But, yeah. RNG has pretty good map control right now. They have that priority lane in mid, so MLXG can just kind of walk up whenever he likes. He can light invade on that Raptor camp all the time. Impact has been shoving Let Me into the turret, and that's kind of just what Sion does in that lane. He can't really trade, he can't really do much else. I don't like that Impact took Comet because you're not gonna have any kill pressure onto Ornn at any stage of the laning phase until Trundle comes up level 6 with the gank, and even then, it's not gonna happen. This play right here probably should have tipped off. Like, let me go back. If they didn't notice how aggressive Ming was going to be playing up until this point, then this should have tipped them off. Because later in the game, Ming just sits in that bush and does the same thing over and over again. He waits for someone to walk near it, and then he just stuns them. And look, hold on, again, right here. Doublelift walks up to try to farm, completely disrespects the fact that Ming is literally right in this bush. Like, you know he's in there. You saw him walk into that bush. Where could he be other than in this bush? Why would he sit in the back of this bush? You know he's in this bush. At least cheat towards the Kog'Maw, knowing that his jump is down. Cheat towards this side of the minion wave, because you know he's in this bush. If you want to try to walk up to these minions so you can farm, stand over here. So if he does walk out of the bush, he either has to jump over here, which gives you enough time to set up your tornado straight at both targets, or, you know, he just misses the Q and you walk away from this. This is super questionable positioning by Doublelift. And, oh, sure, he got 2 minions, but he had to burn heal. That's not worth it. The trade back does look good, but why did Ole burn heal? I mean, burn ignite. They weren't going to kill him. And now, look, again, they're not respecting the fact that Ming is right in this bush, and he just nails Ole with another Q. It's... Why aren't they respecting Ming? He still has mana, and he has that shield. What is your issue, my dudes? Now, this is a pretty scary moment, too, because, you know, as they're pointing out right now, they have no vision of Graves. They have no idea that he's even here. And they're trying to set up this dive. Like, Uzi hit the W button to try to push this in. And, oh, now there's Graves. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Because we're all gonna die. They do have that deep TP though, but look at these health differences. If they really wanted to, I feel like RNG could have dove to at least try to burn flashes so they can return again when they're level 6 for an easier gank, at least onto Ole. Because look at where they're all standing. I mean, there's no minions. If they really wanted to try to force something, RNG, I feel like probably could have dash forward, jump forward, land cube, force Ole to burn flash, and then just walk away giggling because, their MLXG is full health. What's Doublelift gonna do? Snare him for a half a second? Oh no. So I feel like they could have been more aggressive. It's strange to think that RNG wasn't aggressive enough, but look at MLXG's positioning right here. If he dashes towards this guy, and then you have Ming. Now, if you have Ming hop onto MLXG and then MLXG dash forward into Ole, Ole has to burn Flash. And then MLXG can just walk back up this way and out. They also might not know where Trundle is because they didn't ward up back there. So that might be the reason why they're playing so conservatively or relatively conservatively. But I think if MLXG just called go on Ole, they at least burn Flash. He walks out, and then he comes back at level 6, and then they kill Ole. It's a very tame play from RNG right there. Not something I expected. I mean, I watched the game, I know what happens, but after seeing that kind of setup, it's like, why didn't they do this? And then this is just, they have priority mid, they have priority bot, they're going for the easy invade steal. But MLXG does not respect the level 6s. I just want to see this fight again. Red buff leashes itself onto Xsmithy after they all get out of the bush. So I feel like at this point they should have just backed off, especially when they hear, like right there, they hear global Scion ult. They have no idea where it's coming from. So at the very least, there's the blast cone. They should just get out. But Pobelter is already level 6. He's in range. He has the mana. Overextension from MLXG, who was still trying to secure the red buff against a level 6 Malzahar. It's not a very safe play, and they get bit in the ass for it. Now, I think RNG simply waited too long to pull the trigger on that because they were fucking around too much in the bot lane and then in the river afterwards. So I think if RNG make the play bot, or if they don't go for Scuttle Crab in the river, then that invade onto the red buff is infinitely simpler because Pobelter is still stuck in mid clearing minions. Because, like, look, right now, it was pushed up for Xiao Hu in mid, but the minions are already back, and now now Pobelter can actually come down and help out. So that was just bad timing from Xiao Hu, and bad timing to call that invade in the first place. Yeah, it was just bad timing from RNG. If they did it sooner, it would have been fine. It was a good play to get back some money. But now, I don't know what the call is for Trundle, but now Xiao Hu pushes in mid. They have the priority top side because Let Me was pushing top that entire time, I think, while Scion was walking back towards top lane. So that's just another easy invade. They don't even need to know where Xsmithy is for that play because Scion is busy clearing creeps. Malzahar is busy clearing creeps. You can't win a 1v3 without his flash. Xsmithy. So, smart invade from RNG right there. There isn't much Xsmithy can do about it. Belter, roaming bot. Alright. Another slow start of the game, or part of the game. See, Ming keeps going aggressive and jumping forward like that. Why didn't they do that under turret earlier? Too respectful of the flashes, I think. See, and right here, look at Ming just jumped to a minion. Just to scare you guys. Ming has been camping in these bushes to get free Qs. So what does Double Lift do? He walks right next to Ming. For some reason. It was good timing for the commit too, because Ole was only level 5. So that was just really, really dumb from Double Lift. Like, there's no point to even show the replay. It was your classic Diamond 5 ELO ADC just not respecting the enemy support. This play right here, I feel like that's just a misplay from Let Me to flash so early and to not call the Forge God early. Because if he calls it earlier onto Trundle, then he can at least delay where Trundle's going to put his pillar down. I didn't see the cooldown on his E, so I don't know if he used it in the trade with Sion, which is why he flashed so early. But I feel like if let's say he didn't have his E up, he uses Call of the Forge God as soon as he sees Trundle. He gets hit by the knockup from Sion, perhaps, or at least walks into it so he gets knocked up sooner, so he can actually activate the second part of the Call of the Forge God, knocks up either Sion or Xmithy, and then flashes away after Xmithy puts down the pillar. But I think no matter what, he dies there. No matter how fancy he tries to get. This is an okay trade for Team Liquid, though. They trade Rift Herald for Dragon and the Tower bot. Like, I don't want to see this replay again. We all know that doublist positioning was just dumb right there. But trading Rift Herald for a little something, I mean, it's okay. At least they can use the Rift Herald to get a turret back, but it's not going to be that first turret gold, nor is it going to be Mountain Drake. Where does he summon it? He summoned it bot. And he didn't summon it very close in the lane. An impact right here. He doesn't have ultimate. He used his Q on the minion wave. This is just a bad play from him. We can't really see what's going on right here, and I don't think it's going to show us his cooldowns. I'll pause it when it gets back to top lane. Okay, he just used his E on the minion wave, and now he's using his Q to clear it, and his W. Here, I'll move my camera. E on cooldown, W on cooldown. He's using his Q to clear the wave. He has 3 stacks on him, and now he has no cooldowns. I feel like if he saves the Q to try to at least scare them away from him, then he can survive long enough to get the return kill onto Ming. But because he uses the Q to clear the minions, he probably thought, oh, let me clear the minions so the tower focuses them. But, you know, if the tower is focusing them anyway, when he gets attacked by them, then he should be fine. Or would be slightly more fine. So yeah, he was just caught without any cooldowns. I think... No, I don't think he played it as best as he could. I definitely think that he could have played that a little smoother. Or at least tried to deal a little bit more damage to them before he died. Clearing the minions was an okay call. In a different situation, it might have worked out, and then, you know, they just proxy his wave and he can walk away into the lane. But he already had 3 stacks of the stun on him. It was not smart to waste an ability just clearing the wave. Because if he at least threatens Braum or Kog'Maw with his charged up Q, then he might burn a flash or a heal, which is better than dying for literally nothing. And this is just a dumb play right here. Flash for flash. He doesn't even have his cooldown boots yet, so that's going to be a decent cooldown on the Malzahar flash. I don't like that play. And then I didn't mention it before, but they traded Team Liquid traded bot turret for top turret, and that's a trade of gold and a little bit of map pressure, but that's that's the best that they could have done in the situation given to them. Damn, guys, it's not like they can do Baron. It's only 13 minutes. I think in this situation, Team Liquid should have given up the blue buff and tried to push mid, but now seeing this hard commit onto double lift in mid, I want to see a more proper replay of that. But I think the smarter play for Team Liquid would have been, hey, they have two guys in our blue jungle. We can either force a fight mid while it's 3v5 or 3v4, or at least push it to the turret. Like, blue buff, it's important, yeah, but you shouldn't sacrifice other objectives for it. And I don't think we're going to get a proper replay of that pick in mid, but that's just Ornn doing Ornn things. And if only there was a Braum to disengage the Ornn ultimate. But no, I guess Janna will do, even though she did all she could by clicking E on Jhin and then watching him die. Good call. Alright. Just skip ahead a few seconds. But, because right now, RNG, all they really need to do is just keep scaling. They have a fat gold lead onto Uzi, so much so that he bought his QSS and he is not behind double lift. So this is really good for RNG right now. Impact Ornn Wet Noodle fight with their stupid ass proxy banner bullshit. I hate the banner meta. That's why I stopped playing top. And I'm an Annie mid lane main now. Transitioning from mid to top, or from top to mid, is really easy because it's a solo lane. Solo lane to solo lane. There isn't much else that you need to know. It's all the same kind of, map awareness and shit. But that's a talk for another video. I think Team Liquid is doing the best they can in this 1-3-1. If RNG want to commit on the fight in mid, then they obviously win it. Because they need Malzahar in the fight to defend, to at least wave clear. And he's TPing in now. Jhin, not really known for wave clear, you feel me? Right here, Impact getting caught out. I don't exactly know what led to this, but I think you might have seen, like, oh, Ornn is heading towards mid, let me head towards mid as well. And then he just straight up gets caught out. Yeah, he just got caught in the middle of a rotation. I'm not sure if Team Liquid wanted to fight that, or if he was looking up or setting up a way to ult into the fight, but he didn't have vision of Ornn. He knew that where he was going was, there was an Ornn in between him and his destination, and he didn't take a safe path because he probably thought, oh, I'll be able to get a fat ultimate on, and just didn't respect the fact that Ornn could turn it back onto him and catch him out. So, sloppy play. Maybe, might have been a sloppy call. Like, oh, path this way, so, we can set something up. Because if he just goes around the south side of the red buff, then he's fine. But because he took a path where he possibly, could have set up an ultimate, it put him in danger, and then that danger killed him. Don't be afraid to path conservatively through the jungle, my children. And then right there, Janna, because she's a squishy pile of crap, she has to burn Flash because she got hit with a Brawn Q and then a crit from Uzi. Not even a crit, just the double hit. It's a little late, so excuse me for stretching and yawning. I'm on a new sleep schedule, but again, that's a talk for a later video. Another dragon taken by RNG, and that's because of the Scion being dead and the Janna not having Flash. RNG just has complete control over where they can go and what they can do. And even though Liquid they have a pretty good line of defensive wards on the top side. I mean, Dragon's on the bot side. But they are setting up to prevent the Baron. But Baron's in a minute and 30. Dude, why are you setting up all your defense around Baron when it's not even up yet? It's a little confusing, some of the calls that are coming out from Liquid here. I mean, it's not far gone right now. We do have Pobelter, Flash, R available to us at this moment. But considering the team comp from RNG, it can get disrupted easier than it should be. Because if Ornn breathes on him and then attacks him, he just gets knocked up a little bit. And watching a Yasuo R to someone that Ornn auto-attacked is the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's such an amazing interaction. Try it out in solo queue. Alright, a fight breaks out. Pobelter, he does not need to flash away right there. That is a very cowardly flash, and I feel like he did not need to flash away. Alternatively, I think he could have just turned around and hit the... Oh my god, double if. What was that flash? Alright. This is a great ultimate from Let Me if he hits more than 2 people. It comes in at a pretty good angle where people are either forced to put themselves in a weird choke or separate each other, which will allow the rest of RNG to collapse. Uzi is the only one with the shield, so he's the only one getting the Karma movement speed. She didn't mantra shield, so they could all run in like Sivir. That's notable. We have to see what she mantras. Let Me, instead of opting for Ole and double lift, he goes for Pobelter. And I'm not sure if that is the call from the rest of the team. Well, the rest of the team is closest to Pobelter, so that might have been the call. And they know double lift still has flash. So if he knocks this towards double lift and Ole, then they can definitely catch Ole, but they can't catch double lift because he just flashes over the wall. So headed this towards Pobelter, it's kind of the same thing. He can flash it, but if he doesn't, then this happens. MLXG dashes in onto him. And they actually, instead of collapsing, trying to get down on Pobelter, they actually collapse down onto Trundle right here. So, oh, Xiaohu actually sends a Q this way as well onto Pobelter, but it gets hit by the minions. So Xiaohu has done no damage. Pobelter flashes away from the no damage Xiaohu and the one auto attack. I think that's like, what, 200, 300 HP from MLXG. If he turns around and ults him instead of flashing away, then Xiaohu might deal some damage to him, but that... it's a little fucky. But I feel like that distraction then sends the rest of RNG towards Pobelter, and then Pobelter would have to flash away anyway, so... It's hard to say what the right move would have otherwise been, but see the fight continue to break out. Impact, I don't know why you stopped ulting here. I just want to go back a few frames. Remember, if you want to move frame by frame, hit the comma and the period buttons. Alright, this is going back too slowly for me. I wanted to go back like just 1 second, not 5. But Scion is ulting in. to this. He's look. Ah, this is exactly where you want to be as a Scion. Look at this. Look. What are you doing? There's Uzi. Right there. He's right there. Why are you stopping your ultimate? He's right there. If he goes into the rest of the team, he knocks up all three of these people and separates Ming from the rest of the squad for double lift. Oh, double lift only has one auto attack. I mean, that doesn't really dictate the rest of the fight, but if he continues to move forward into Uzi, then yeah, sure, he might have to flash away, but Ole still has ult. And then look, if he goes into this huge ass missed opportunity, just do it. This kills me as a Scion main. But yeah, he stops his ultimate short, hits nobody. They commit this way with the Karma Mantra shield, and even if that happens, then sure, they get a shield over all of the damage that Impact had otherwise done. But Ole then opens up with his ultimate in this choke right here, and like they're still being healed. Xmithy and Double Lift are relatively fine. He channeled a Q and got 3 people in the knockup. So it doesn't even matter that these shields are on them because they just got stunned. If he goes in and stuns all 3 of them and then hits them with another 3-man stun, then Ming dies to Double Lift and Pobelter. Well, Pobelter is still fucking around over here. I don't know what he's doing. But I do like how Double Lift opens up right here. I feel like the same ending would have come. You don't need to flash that. I understand protecting yourself, but you don't need to flash that. Oh my god. Huge missed opportunity from Team Liquid. And then whatever the hell Xmithy is doing right here. Like, what is this? What is this, my man? That's just greed. Yeah, I think even if Impact finishes his ult into those 3 people, then the same result happens, nobody dies. But at least it's like you 3-man ult someone as Scion, and he wasn't far away, so it's not going to deal a million damage. But you still get that potential 3-man knockup into another 3-man knockup into the explosion of your shield, and maybe that does something to dissuade them from the fight, make them retreat earlier, so then Xmithy can go and take that blue buff and not die for it. But I don't know. I'm just so baffled why he didn't just keep going into that. You get 3, maybe 4 people if Zhao Hu walks into this bunch too. Oh my god. And sure, maybe nobody dies anyway. But you can't just stop yourself short. Because Scion Ultimate does do a good amount of damage. And now it would have hit before Karma hit the Mantra Shield. Because then if RNG has lower health bars, then they might not stay around to take that turret. It's just one of those small things that it's like, oh, if this hit, what would happen? You know, you can ask yourself what if every single night while you go through finals or that job that you hate. But I don't know where I was going with that. And then double his positioning again. It's like Team Liquid right now is completely disrespecting the fact that they have long range engage, and they're if Double Lift runs down mid, he's like over here right now, and then Let Me probably has to send it through. Ming doesn't have flash. Uzi has heal, so maybe Uzi uses heal to give Ming a little bit more move speed to try to land a Q. I don't know, but if double lift goes this way, he's fine. If he just goes down the lane, he's fine. But look, like the moment they get vision, if he just walks down the lane, look at how big the gap between them is. If he keeps walking down the lane, he's like right here by the fire. Instead of coming this way, if he walks down this way, he's by the fire. And then further away. And further away, and he's fine. Sure, let me probably still ults for these. No, he probably wouldn't, because Double Lift put himself in a shit position. So, more questionable pathing. They do tell you to like just group up and leave somewhere as a team, but when the shortest way to safety is away from your team, there's no reason to not retreat under your turret against a team that can't flash to go and get you. And then this play right here, this is just try to delay, try to delay, try to delay. Impact, I don't know what you were doing right there, but that was dumb. We're going to get a replay of this fight anyway. But that, I think Impact, I know he teleported into the pit to try to dissuade them from doing the Baron, because like, oh god, someone's coming, let's get out of the pit. No, if he just goes to where the original, like if he goes to that pixel brush instead of into the pit, then he could probably ult and lock a few of them into the pit, but I know you don't want to fight 4v5, so at least put yourself in a position where you don't have to burn flash uselessly. Like he can teleport in right here. That's fine if he teleports in right here. They're still going to finish the Baron, and then they're all going to run this way. And maybe you pick someone off as they try to escape. Because, like, I don't know why Pobelter goes in with his ultimate right here, right now, even while Sion isn't there. But if Sion comes in here, then he ults in, then they ult whoever, and maybe that's a pick. But they just missed time. I don't know if it's miscommunicating, but they definitely did not coordinate what they wanted to have happen in this fight. And then X-Smithy dies. Oh my god, Ole just dies in like 3 hits. This is classic LPL overcommitment. Oh my god, how do you only hit one person with that Ornn ultimate, my man? Alright, and then from here, it's not even worth talking about what else happens from here because the game just ends. But I proved my point. Double Lift had a really bad positioning this game. Team Liquid, bad calls, bad draft when it came to the support position. There's no reason to not take Braun into Ornn. He literally hard counters that champion. He makes the other person's ultimate 100% useless. And then this is just Kog'Maw with damage. With Hurricane. And they get the kill back at the fight, but it's too little too late. Like 3 times in laning phase, double misses positions. 1 time running away from the fight, double miss positions. And I mean, from here, it's just a clean up. Clean up, everybody. Okay. But yeah, Uzi is huge. He has 3.5 items. Working towards 4. Double Lift has 2.5 items. There's nothing Team Liquid can do to stop the snowball that has already happened. Generally, you do want to take pick comps into scaling comps, but RNG have scaled to the point where you can't really win any fight, even if you pick out Kog'Maw. because he's going to get the shield. He's going to get the disengage from that Braum and that Ornn. It's impossible to engage anymore. And unless RNG royally fuck up instead of never give up, then there's no way Team Liquid can win a fight. They have very weak anti-siege. They have good dissuasion from diving, but their wave clear is not very good. I mean, it's good, but it's not like immediate like an Oriana QW. Or a Sivir Q. Yeah, like right there. They kind of got the pick that they needed, and then they got it turned around on them. They're at the point. Oh my god, double lift. You don't have to flash away from that when they're all so far away from you. Double lift had a bad game. He had a pretty bad game. Xmithy made an unwise decision. Impact had an extremely unimpressive Scion. Pobelter was just a slave to being pushed in mid lane. I think he did okay. Ole, he did as good as he could with the card he was given. And that's my overall assessment of the players in this game. Ole did the best he could. Double Lift just had a shit game. Pobelter had an okay game. Xmithy had an otherwise, other than a few dumb mistakes, he had an okay game. Impact, I think he had a bad game. And yeah, they're just gonna get pushed in from here. It takes like what, another 5-10 minutes. But from here on out, it's just pretty standard, classic close out the game maneuvers. We have a Kog'Maw, so just keep him safe. Take all of the towers outside of the base, which he just did. Set up for the next Baron. Take the next Baron. Siege multiple lanes with our teleport. And it's textbook from here on out. There's no reason to cover the rest of this. So this is the part of the video where I say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you don't bash me for being too critical of the players, because I know a lot of people on the subreddit like to think everything is a personal attack, whether or not the criticism is deserved or not. But I think this was more important than the potential tiebreaker game, and the person who everyone said was stepping up and needed to step up did not step up. And I love you, Double Lift. I have your CLG jersey, I have your TSM jersey, and I have your Liquid jersey in the mail. You did not play very well this game. And despite the fact that you played out of your mind in the game afterwards versus Fnatic, that doesn't make up for the fact that you played like crap in this game. And I don't know why I'm addressing a player as if he's going to be watching this. But if you are watching this, then I'm still proud of all of your accomplishments, and I'm one of your biggest fans. Just a little disappointed. But what can you do? All you can do is try better next season. And that's exactly what I expect from the best ADC in America. And probably one of the better American teams to come out of NALCS. It's not as good as, well, maybe it is better than, like, Season 5 CLG or Cloud9. Cloud9 at any given Worlds. This is the part of the video where you can turn it off if you like, because I'm just going to ramble. But, yeah, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, then thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I like to thank each and every single one of my subscribers, all 100, and what am I at, 37? 100. YouTube is making this hard now. 150. I thought I was still in the 30s. Well, I'd like to thank all 150 of my subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing. I love waking up in the morning and seeing you have a new subscriber on my phone, and it's like, yeah, thank you very much. Follow me on Twitter because I do that. Follow me. I don't do Twitch too much anymore. I tried doing Twitch, and I just can't stream playing League of Legends 6 hours a day, because playing League of Legends 6 hours a day makes me want to kill myself. And now that instead of playing League of Legends, I'm working out, I feel a lot better. But no, for real, I've peaked Diamond 5, hard stuck. I actually decayed into Plat 1, but I started playing Annie mid on my Smurf, and it's at a higher elo than my current main in 1/30th of the games played. So, once I lose a few more, then I'm obviously gonna, get back down to wherever I should be, elo wise. But it feels really good to be gold 2 with diamond 5 elo. Now that I'm actually playing Annie mid, it's no wonder LS is in love with this stupid little girl, because no matter how poorly you do during the laning phase, all you have to do to win in the mid to late game is be smart about where you are on the map and then hit the R button on whoever comes near you. Like, it's just so easy. Like, I played a game the other day and it was like I was maybe 2 and 2 in lane, but then as soon as the mid game team fights hit, it's just flash R, kill someone. Flash R, I hit the Janna for literally all of her health with an RW auto attack, and the electrocute comes down and smashes her skull in. So it feels really good to play Annie. Highly recommend it. I don't know if I would bring it top lane. I don't want to play top lane anymore. I'm so bored of top lane. I'm so bored of being in top lane and being like, oh, all right, everyone else is dying. Because at least when you're in mid, you can go bot lane or top lane and make a gank, and it's a lot easier to help your jungler invade when you, well, the way I play Annie, maybe I'm playing Annie wrong. I don't really push in really hard. So, like, I just last hit with my Q. I let the opponent push it to tower. I ping my Maya. I last hit with my Q. And then as soon as I'm done clearing the wave, I might follow where my laner went. I might, push the wave out into her tower while they're doing their roaming gank stuff. Maybe they went back. Maybe I'll go back. I don't know. But map awareness is still something I really need to work on, and it's something I definitely have improved on after going mid lane. If you want to get better map awareness, I highly recommend playing StarCraft 2, because you don't even need to be good. You just have to stare at the minimap all game, and it's like, yep, this is how you play. You look at the minimap, and if you see the enemy forces, that's when you look at the main screen and click on your units. It's like, whatever. Played a bit of Overwatch too. I haven't played Overwatch since season 5, and it's season 10. So I don't know how long in terms of days, months, or years that has been, but it's been a while. Reinhardt is still good. I'm glad to see that. I won a game. It was okay. I lost 2 games because we were on the moon base in the first loss, and then after we lost point A, our dude just left. And it's like, well, I guess it's 4v 3v6 now. 2, okay, never mind. So I just left that one, counted as a loss. Don't really care. The second loss was Ilios. I was playing Winston because that's all I know how to do, because I'm gold elo trash in that game. And we took the first point, and it was a pretty good fight for that first point. It was a good fight. But then we just got blown out of the water in the next 2 points, and it's like, all right. I clearly have no idea what I'm doing, because I haven't played that game in so long. I mean, I can watch it all I want, but I'm still shit at that game. I don't mind being shit at it, because at least it's something to learn if that's what I want to keep playing. Even though I don't think my career could probably lead that way. Speaking of my career, I'm still looking for a coaching gig. I have something lined up already, and it's alright, but like, you know how it is. It's not something I'm gonna hate doing because I love working as a coach and an analyst, but it's difficult because I'm working with a Latin American North team and I can't talk to the players. I just give my reports to the coach, and then the coach will tell the players because he speaks English and Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish. And the players don't speak English. So I kind of just sit there and I'm like, all right, coach, this is everything you need to know. And then I don't know what he tells the players, but I mean, it worked out for the last team I was on. We had another top 4 finish, so that's something for the resume. We actually got 3rd place, qualified for promotions, lost in the promotion tournament, and now the team that I might be working for is the team that eliminated us in the promotion tournament. So it's kind of like it's like in an anime where like the good guy beats the bad guy, and the good guy's like, "Hey, I like you. Join my team." It's like, all right, I guess. Who does that? Luffy? Luffy probably does that a lot. It happened with Vegeta, but I'm not Vegeta. I'm Hercule. I posted my cosplay to Twitter a few days ago. It might be buried by now, but yeah, things are going okay. Uh, I do have some good news from actual LCS teams. A few of them have told me to reapply after this next split because they don't have like, I'm not gonna name them because I don't know if it's polite or not, but one of them said like I applied for an analyst position that they had an opening for, and they were like, we don't think you'll fit as an analyst, but we do like your resume and we like what we're seeing here, but we don't have any room for you. It's like, okay, I will take that as a compliment. And I guess nothing more than that. So it's like, still inching up there, still pushing that, getting up there. But yeah, it's a slow climb. I don't really know anyone in the scene. Well, I know a few people, but I don't like the idea of taking advantage of the fact that I do know them to just like get another foot in the door. I know that's literally what networking is, but I don't like I want people to recognize me for my skill and not, oh hey, you're friends with that guy, let me give you an interview, you know? Because I feel like I am pretty good. I'm good. I'm not good at playing this game, but I can coach you at this game. And I do have other coaching videos on my channel. A lot of it is it's long. It's like a bunch of them are over an hour long. I have a few team videos too, I think. This is a USB. Transistor was an okay game. Alright, I think I'm done bullshitting. Thanks again for watching, and if you made it this far, you are a trooper. I love you. And I mean, there's nothing more to add. I'm just talking about life. It's good to get things off your chest sometimes, even if it is to, I don't know if anyone is going to watch this part of the video. But I already told everyone to leave. If you stop watching, or if you skip to this part, then you might want to go back like 10 minutes, and that's where the end of the game is. But okay, now I'm really done. I'm done for now. I'm done.